Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Staff Sergeant Colin Chisholm of the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit. The Calgary Police Service continues to investigate a suspicious death that occurred over the weekend in the city's northwest. At approximately 9:50 p.m. on Saturday, January the 30th, 2016, police were called to check on the welfare of a resident in the 400 block of Ranchlands Grove Northwest. Once inside, police found a deceased child. An autopsy began yesterday, Monday, February the 1st, and further tests are taking place. The death remains suspicious and has not been classified as a homicide at this time. The victim has been identified as Isaiah ZOUE, 3 years old, of Calgary. An adult female was found in the home and was taken to hospital in stable, non-life-threatening condition. No further information will be shared about her condition. The Homicide Unit continues to investigate. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact police by calling the non-emergency number at 403-266-1234 or the Homicide Tip Line at 403-428-8877. Tips can also be left anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers. You can take your questions now.
So who called the police?
A family friend concerned about the residents inside.
Do you have any suspects? Because you said you're not calling this a homicide, but it is suspicious.
That's right. And at this time, we still deem this as a suspicious death.
So why not categorizing it as a homicide?
Because we cannot classify it as a homicide at this time. We don't have enough information to classify it as a homicide at this time.
Who lived in the home?
Who lived in the home?
Yeah.
Isaiah and his mother.
But just to go back to the other question, so no suspects at this time? You're interviewing persons of interest or anything like that?
Yeah, we have people, persons of interest that we want to talk to, that's for sure.
Have you spoken to those people yet?
We have spoken to some people, yes.
Is this for sure where this incident happened, or did it maybe happen in another location?
We're taking that into consideration, but we're looking at all possibilities. But we believe the incident happened in the family home.
Is there any risk to the public?
No, we do not believe there is a risk to the public.
You think this was meant for the child, or?
We do not believe it was a random incident. I can tell you that.
But in a random, so the target was the child or his mother, somebody who lived in the home?
Again, it's a suspicious death. We're looking at all possibilities at this time, and the investigation's early on, so we're looking at all possibilities.
What's it so long to find an expert?
Sometimes it takes us longer to track people down, and unfortunately, in this situation, it took us longer than we would have wished to track down the father in this incident.
Is that person considered a person of interest?
That person is not considered a person of interest.
Can we say anything about the nature of the child's injuries?
No, that's part of the investigation right now. With respect to the scene or the injuries, that's all part of the investigation, and to protect the integrity of the investigation, we cannot release those type of details at this time.
So just to clarify, the father of Isaiah is not considered a person of interest?
That's right. He is not considered a person of interest at this time.
Any history of police attending the home or child welfare being involved?
The police have attended before on unrelated matters.
Colin, considering that it's dealing with a child, I know that the unit has spoken about that before, that all of these cases of children are difficult, but 3-year-old found dead, have some of the officers involved, have they taken counseling services or are seeking help in this particular case?
We make sure in every incident like this that people that need those type of resources are afforded those resources and are put forward.
Is this particularly hard for CPS to be working on a case where a 3-year-old child has died?
Well, anytime anybody dies, but especially when it's a vulnerable person like a child, it's it does take its toll, and they're hard investigations to move forward from an emotional perspective, not from an investigative perspective.
Pardon me. The investigation focusing specifically inside the home, or are you bringing in search and rescue or any other teams to look for evidence in the surrounding area?
we're afforded the luxury of obtaining help from throughout the service, and in this case, we are definitely looking at all possibilities, and we are looking. We not only limited our search to the home.
Colin, do you have any idea of when? I mean, I guess it depends on the results, but are you anticipating either tomorrow afternoon, maybe the next day, of when you might deem if it is a homicide or not?
Well, as in any investigation, some things take longer, and as far as forensic results, sometimes those take longer. It's not uncommon in a child investigation for further tests to have to be completed.
So there isn't an anticipated time of when this may be deemed or not?
No.
In previous cases that have involved a death of a child, you guys have said autopsy results can take months.
They can.
Is that the kind of wait we're looking at for?
It could be, and I can't speak for the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, so I can't tell you exactly when the timeline will be for the autopsy results to be completed.
We're told that the child was found dead in the home. Do we have a timeline of how long he was deceased?
Again, that's part of the investigation right now, and those details because we haven't spoken to everybody that we want to at this point, we cannot release those type of details.
Was the mother conscious when police or emergency crews arrived on scene?
The mother was in medical distress, and she was taken to the hospital. As far as the exact condition she was in, I can't comment on that this time.
Did mother of the child have any pre-existing medical conditions that we can speak to?
Again, that's personal information. We can't really get into that, unfortunately.
The family friend, who made the phone call in, what kind of prompted them to feel like something was wrong inside the house?
Well, this individual hadn't heard from the mother of the child since Wednesday, and that raised concern to her.